Hey, everybody, welcome. I'm just kind of scrolling through my gallery of pictures. Looks like we have over 50 folks in the Zoom world with us here tonight. Hey, everybody. Oh my gosh, I see so many awesome friends and faces. I'm going to not talk for a second and just let people just say hello. We probably will only hear some of you, but if you want to just briefly unmute yourself for a second and just say, hi, it's so-and-so, I'm calling in, and then back mute again. Can we do that? Just so we let's get a sense of who's in the room.
Yeah. Hi, Sims.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Great hair, Julie.
Hi. Thanks.
Okay, I'm listening to Julie right now.
Gary Nettles.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
I don't know yet. It's just starting.
This is Pratik from Oregon, totally blind.
Hello.
Really looking forward to being there in person for the cross-country ski camp in 2023.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Oregonian.
Hi, it's Bonnie. Nice to see everybody.
Hi, Bonnie.
From Minnesota.
Hey.
Mike Evel from snowy Wisconsin. It's snowing out.
Hey, Mike.
Wow.
Jim Dunham from Madison, Wisconsin.
Michigan. Hey, Jim.
Nancy
Ed
is
Canlon,
from Bend, and it's
Fredericksburg,
only
Virginia.
65 degrees in Bend today.
Wow.
And
Hi,
it's
Ed.
snowed
Hi,
this
Nancy.
morning.
Trina, I see hi, Trina. I see some folks that I don't know that I've ever met before, which is wonderful. So if you're a new friend, if you've never been to a Ski for Light event, but this is your first time, if you want to raise a hand, you can hit your reaction button and say hello. We are so happy to see you.
Hi, Len and Leslie Markman from Wisconsin.
Welcome.
Thanks.
Great to see you.
I'm Samantha. I'm from Mississippi.
Oh, hey, Samantha.
Hi, Samantha.
Welcome. All right.
Larry Povinelli from Alabama, 62 degrees down here.
Hey,
Good
Larry.
Lord.
Hey, Larry.
Hey.
Hi.
I'm echoing.
Okay, so everyone can hear okay, and you're doing good. Okay, we're
Annie Doyle from California.
Hey,
Start my video.
welcome.
Stop my video. Let's leave button.
Okay, I see 6:35. Let's go ahead and jump in with this. Everyone, I'm Julie Copens. If we haven't met yet, I'm the newly elected president of Ski for Light. It is such an honor. Welcome to Ski for Light 2022 international event, virtually everywhere again. Yes, we're doing this virtually again on Zoom. I'm so glad to see you. Of course, we wanted to be in person. Didn't happen. I'll say a little more about that in a minute, but it's just so great to have this virtual space. I want to thank Bonnie O'Day, Judy Dixon, all the people who have worked to put this program together. You're going to hear in this short welcome period tonight session, you're going to hear some details about the special interest sessions, Friday night's auction, our fitness classes, and all the different ways that you can engage with us over these 3 days. And of course, we're all going to be looking forward to Ski for Light 23 when, Lord willing, we will be back together again. And I actually wanted to start with that. If you missed the last board meeting where I, Julie Copens, was elected president, here's a little bit of my campaign speech. So here we go. You're far away from me, my love, but just as sure now, my baby, as there are stars above, but not that chord. Someday we'll ski together. Yes, we will. Sing it with me. Someday we'll ski together. We had a plan, friends. It was game on. You know what happened. That damn Omicron, so I want to say it again. Someday we'll ski together, all right, everybody. Someday we'll ski together. I promise we will. It will be here. We will all be together singing again in Grammy, and we'll share more about that at the end of the program tonight. But for now, we are together virtually, and how lucky we are to have this technology. Are there any kind of technical housekeeping things? David, do you want to explain any more about muting or anything else that people need to know before we start?
I think so. I've muted everybody right now. If you want to speak, just remember to unmute yourself. And then when you're done speaking, remute yourself. If you forget, I'll do it for you. So I think that's about it at the moment.
Super.
And feel free to, we have a comment section, I believe. For those using the app, you can send a comment out to the group. Feel free to use that. And if you have a question and you want to raise your hand, use the hand raise feature and we'll call on you.
Great. So before we get into the rest of the program, I just wanted to describe the virtual background that I have behind me. It's kind of a festive little party look of banner flags from around the world. I went in this week and I added a couple of extra flags that weren't there before that I realized. And I just wanted to say a little bit about a couple of them. Down on my screen, it's a little on the lower right side. It's the blue and gold Ukrainian flag. So I hope we can just take a minute here. I know it's such a solemn time, but I just want to send our love and light to the people of Ukraine, especially those who are blind, disabled, the young, the old, anyone who's especially vulnerable to the violence and misery that is unfolding there. It's been a month almost since the Russian invasion, and our hearts are with them. I know we can, in times like this, we feel powerless. What can we do? There is a group of blind musicians that is getting together to put on a benefit concert. I'll tell you a little more about that. It's 2:00 Eastern time on Saturday, April 16th. This is a group, I said, of blind musicians from around the world. It's an online benefit concert. It's called We're With You, and all the money will go toward humanitarian efforts for folks who have visual impairments who are in that part of the world and really struggling. So I encourage you all, if you're a musician, I know this group has some musicians who are much better than I am, who should participate, and we all want to tune in to listen. To learn more about that, the website is, and we'll put this out in the spring bulletin as well and on Facebook if you miss it. But if you're taking notes now, it's www.mushroomfm, like the fungus, mushroomfm.com/with-you is the concert. You can probably also find it on the Eyes on Success podcast. They've been promoting it if you're familiar with that podcast. So thoughts and prayers for the folks in Ukraine, of course, all around the world, victims of war and displacement. Unfortunately, it's become an all too familiar occurrence. Another flag that's hanging behind me in the opposite corner is the Norwegian flag. The 2022 Ritteren just concluded, and you're going to hear in a minute from one of our participants from a past Ritteren who's part of the official Ski for Light Ritteren team. Now, because of COVID-19 concerns, our official SFL team did not go to this year's event, but we did have a contingent there. By all reports, they had an amazing time, led by Marianne Elmquist. The other folks who were there with her, I'm going to just mention all these folks because they really brought the Ski for Life flag and represented us well there over in Norway. And if you don't know, the Ritteren in Norway is the largest event for skiers of all abilities, winter sports event, adaptive sports. And it is where the concept for Ski for Light was born. So ever since the 1960s and 70s, we have had this close tie with the Norwegian Ritteren, and every year we send a team. This year, though, as I said, smaller contingent. So in addition to Marion, we had Jerry Feigelstein. Who else was with them? Linda Lynch, Anthony Nelson, Kevin Whitley, Patrick McManus, and of course, our own legend, Charlie Worth, who today is celebrating his 101st birthday. Happy birthday, Charlie. A little bit of a shadow on all of that, though. Again, because there was some COVID there, and some of our folks have tested positive. I have heard from them; they are doing fine. They're just in some travel delay trying to get home. So they're actually still in Oslo. So while we are sending prayers to the people of Ukraine, let's also send our most positive healing vibes to our friends who are in Oslo, waiting for a negative test so they can get on an airplane and come home, but they're doing just fine. They wanted me. I talked to Marianne by email yesterday, and she said, yeah, just go ahead and share that this was a wrinkle on our trip, but not to be concerned, but just, yeah, it's that time. It has been a really difficult time, but I hope for you, as for me, Ski for Light through really the darkest times has been such a beacon of hope and strength. You know, even if we can't ski together, that you have a couple hundred friends who are rooting for you in your corner, sending you strength to get through those rough days. So it's really wonderful to have you all here tonight. So speaking of the Ritteren, Nancy Stevens you have had the opportunity to participate in that amazing event. Do you want to tell us a little more about it and what you and your fellow SFL team members, who include Kent Moore and who's the other? Oh, Carl Lance and Mike McCullough. The four of you will be representing us next year. Fingers crossed. You've had to delay your adventure for a couple seasons now. So Nancy, do you want to share a little bit about your remembrances of your last time there?
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Julie. I feel really honored to have been asked by Bonnie O'Day to talk to you a little bit today about the Ritterin. And I know over the years, as Julie mentioned, it's an event much larger than ours. They represent people with all types of disabilities. And it was started by Erling Stordal, who wanted to bring the joy of skiing to people of all abilities. And I have heard over the years people saying things like, oh gosh, I can't go to the Ritterin. I'm not a fast skier. And the Ritterin's all about racing. And it is true. There are 3 races at the Ritterin. There's the 5K for women, 10K for men, the biathlon, and the 20K race. And so it might sound a bit intimidating, but as with Ski for Light, where everyone is so encouraging, all our volunteers, our hotel staff, our guides, our friends that we've made, everyone is so encouraging, and you'll find that same atmosphere over in Norway. People are just wonderful. And one of the unique things about the Ritterin is their military, their students, after they graduate high school, serve for 2 years in the military, and they help run the Ritterin. And they're awesome. It's just great to have all that young energy. And one of the things when I went over, there's always a challenge, whether it's you're skiing 20 kilometers for the first time in a race, or you're trying the biathlon gun. Now, I am not a gun person. You all probably know who know me. But to the encouragement of my guide, I laid down on the ground, and the soldier was next to me, and he was kind of shy. He was like, your gun is off to the left a little. You know, he was just so sweet. And I put the headphones on and listened to the tones on the gun. And it's just a really neat experience. And skiing across the finish line of that 20-kilometer race, there's nothing like that feeling. And it's just like at Ski for Light, when you do something for the first time, or maybe it's your third time or something. I want to just share a quick story. Well, we don't really have time, I don't think. Anyway, I just want to say that if you're thinking about going to Norway, please consider it strongly, because it's such a neat culture. Skiing is such a way of life over there in Norway, and they're so enthusiastic about their skiing. And so you really will have a fabulous time. The terrain is fantastic, and it's beautiful and sunny. The hotel is great, and they have amazing ice cream. I just had to say that. So
what a great summary. Thank you, Nancy. Yeah, it's so funny. Anyone who comes back from Norway, they're talking about the food. That's always the top story.
Yeah.
But yeah, skiing is incredible. I can't wait for you all to get to go next season. Oh, what are you going to show us?
This is one of the medals I won when I was over there.
Beautiful.
And it's
so
a big crystal. Go ahead and describe it, Julie.
Sure. So it's a glass. It's sort of shaped like a mountain. It's cut glass crystal, and it has the Ritterin logo in the center. So it's clear. And I can't read the inscription, but it probably says something like Nancy Stevens is an absolute rock star. And she's amazing. So thank you so much, Nancy. Really, fingers crossed that you'll get to go next year. It is such a special event.
Yes, thank you. And I am so honored to be one of the chosen to get to go for. We're going to represent 20, 21, and 22.
And those are like dog years. I mean, it's been an eternity here, but here we are for the next few days. Thanks, Nancy. Online, we're going to be bringing you fitness classes, lots of other great stuff. And to tell us all about that, I have Melinda Hollins, and Karen Wood. They've been putting together a lot of this program. Do you ladies want to step up and tell us what we have to look forward to in the next few days?
Sure, this is Melinda. Everybody hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
And this is
so-
Karen. You want to go first, Melinda?
Sure, I'll dovetail off Nancy's talk about the Ritterin. So we've all been home in 20 and 20, well, 20 we were together, 21 we're home, 22 we're home. So that's lots of time to get a little lax and a little lazy. So it's going to be really interesting next year to see how we all do skiing. But we have some time to get ready again. And one thing that can help with that is some Ski for Light virtual fitness classes. So we have 2 for you this week that you can do sort of live on Zoom. And then you can always access them later. So these will be tomorrow and Friday at 12 o'clock noon. That's Eastern Daylight Savings Time. So adjust from wherever you are, 12 o'clock in the East Coast. Tomorrow's workout will be a return by very popular demand for Marie Puccini, who will be leading us in yoga. So Marie is very passionate about yoga. She did a class for us last year. She's going to up the ante a little bit, make it a little bit more advanced this year, but she will have different levels of the poses. So people who are beginners are welcome to join as well. So Marie Puccini Yoga is tomorrow, Thursday at noon. On Friday, we get a double treat. We get 2 people. First, we have Debbie Impazia. I can't even say her name, but she's from, yeah, that one. She's our friend from England, and she just finished the Ritterin also and sent me an email today. What she has recorded for us is a 15 to 20 minute warm-up exercise. Debbie does this little warm-up every day before her official workout session because it feels like it gets her kinks out for her, gets her blood flowing, and gets her ready for her workout. So that'll be the first video that we will play. Following that will be our Alaskan guide, Betsy Fisher, who will lead us in core strengthening. You all know that's going to be a little bit more intense than stretching, but we can do it. And that will be all within the hour time frame on Friday. So please join us if you can to do these exercises live. Find a great spot in your home, roll out your mat, get your video hooked up, and be ready to work out. If you can't make it tomorrow or Friday, know that we have lots of other options on the Ski for Light homepage of our website. You can scroll down to our fitness playlist that's on our YouTube channel. Also on Facebook, there will be videos and links to our YouTube recordings. Give us a little bit of time for tomorrow's and Fridays to get posted, but we still have several from last year that are available. I think there's 7 in total. So there's lots of resources on the website to help you get in shape or stay in shape and get ready for skiing again. So with that, I'll turn it over to Karen for the special interest sessions.
Thanks, Melinda. This is Karen Wood, your special interest session coordinator. Before I tell you about the special interest sessions, I just want to say going to the Ritterin, I went twice. It's a great experience. And anybody who's interested in going and bringing their guide dog with them, I took my guide dog. It's very doable. I wouldn't have wanted to go without her. I actually went without her once and I was very unhappy about that. So if anybody wants to know how you can take a guide dog to Norway with you, I'm happy to talk to you about it. So to our special interest sessions, we have 2 of them that are actually starting tonight. The first one will be from 7:30 to 8:30 Eastern time. It will be presented by Susan Boetti and Larry Pavanelli. They're going to be talking to us about their experiences attending a very special space camp in Huntsville, Alabama, which is put together for people who have visual impairments, their families, and their friends. So tune in at 7:30 click on the link and you'll hear Susan and Larry tell you all about what it's like to go to Space Camp. They'll be answering your questions and they can even tell you how you can sign up to go to Space Camp. Then from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock Eastern time tonight, we have a session being presented by Amy White and Bonnie O'Day. Amy White is a very experienced long distance cycling person. She has toured all over the United States and Canada, and she's going to be talking about how to plan a long distance cycling trip, what you need to take with you, what resources are available, and most importantly, she's going to tell you about the do's and the don'ts. And then Bonnie will be talking about tandem cycling. She and her husband, Bob, have done a lot of tandem cycling, and she'll be giving you a lot of good information for visually impaired people that you need to know when you're going to go on a long distance tandem ride. And then tomorrow, our first session will be from 7:30 to 8:30 Eastern time. It will be presented by Marie and Chuck Houston. And they are going to tell you about their experience going on a, get this, 6,000 mile Great American Loop boating trip. It took, I think it took them about a year. And in her description, Marie said that she wore flip-flops the whole time. I want to know if that's true. I don't believe she wore flip-flops for a year, but we'll find out. I'm going to be listening and see what she says. So tune in and hear about their trip. I think they're going to have some pictures to show. It sounds like a really interesting experience. And then after that, tomorrow night, Thursday, from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, our last session of the week will be presented by Marion Wild Gruber. And Marion has spent a lot of time in advocacy and activism, working for the rights of people with disabilities. So she's going to be talking about her experiences doing that. She's asking anybody who has experience in advocacy for people with disabilities to please tune in and share your experience in that area. And most importantly, anybody who's interested in advocacy for people with disabilities, who wants to know how you go about doing that, your answers will be answered at that session. So please join us, and back to Julie.
Thank you, Karen and Melinda. What a great program. That's awesome. So everyone should have gotten the schedule emailed to them. I'm assuming since you're here, you have the links. It's all in there, the phone numbers to call in. If you have any trouble, Judy, is there like a hotline or where can people go if they're having trouble logging in or anything like that? What's the best place to go for issues like that over the next few days? You can email me, worst case. jycopins@gmail.com.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Everybody, there must be a hotline because I have received 8 text messages in the last 15 minutes.
Judy's the hotline.
I guess I don't know how many people have my cell phone number, but
too many
people. Yeah, really, people. But people can text me. The biggest question that people are having right now, they're getting messages that they can't unmute, and Zoom now has this "Got It" button. So you have to make sure you hit the "Got It" button. And for screen reader users, that can be a little obscure because it's in a pop-up window somewhere. So just remember to hit the "Got It" button and you should be okay. But you can email me, judy@judydixon.net, or find somebody who has my cell phone number, which shouldn't be very hard.
Okay. While you're on camera, Judy, do you want to jump in and tell us what's happening Friday night, the big night?
Sure. Friday night, we might not be having Ski for Light, but we will be having an auction. And it's going to be absolutely fantastic. This year we made some changes. Everybody is going to be able to mute and unmute themselves. We'll be using a webinar format, so it'll be a little bit different than it is tonight. So, but you can mute and unmute yourself. You don't have to raise your hand. So remember that if you want to bid on an item, just unmute and bid, but remember to remute yourself. We never talk about remute. It's a great word. And we have lots of great stuff. We have 3 different jewelry items. Amy White, the famous tandem bicycle captain, has an auction item where she is offering to be a captain or a companion for someone who wants to go tandem biking with Amy. We have homemade caramels from Jerry and Lynn Cox. We have fancy socks, all kinds of fancy socks, and 2 different pieces of art. We have lots of dog gear. We have hats from Wallaroo. We have 2 different vintage Ski for Light posters from Scott Bertram's museum. And we have my pop-up my braille display just went somewhere else. I think I could remember all this. And we have a quilt made from 12 different Ski for Light t-shirts.
The quilt is incredible.
Yeah, it's going to be good. So that's it. It's 8 o'clock Friday night. The auction items are on the Ski for Light. I also appended the spreadsheet to the email that I sent yesterday, but also it's on the Ski for Light website at sfl.org/auction.
Great. Thank you, Judy. Yeah, and we're posting some of the event auction items on our Facebook page as well. So if you want to see the quilt that Jeff Lucasina's cousin's wife, I think, she is immensely talented, that she made, actually don't look at it because I'm going to bid on it and I don't want to get in a bidding war with anyone. Actually, I do, because guess what? All the proceeds from the auction go directly to support Ski for Light programming. So if there was ever a time to be reckless with your bidding and open your wallet, this is the time. So thank you, Judy. That is a huge organizational, I don't know what you want to call it. It's a big job, and you always do such a great job. Any last minute notes on the auction? We got it? Okay, good. All right. So that's Friday evening. A few other things that would typically happen at a Ski for Light international event. We usually conclude on Saturday night with a celebration banquet where we applaud our amazing achievements over the week. We give out some racing medals and some rally ribbons, and we do some other important announcements. But one bit of business that's usually taken care of that night that I hope we can do now is that the current, in this case, the outgoing Ski for Light president gives the President's Award, which is a really important honor. I will let my predecessor, an amazing human, Tim McCorkle, are you on with us? And can you step up and tell us a little bit about the President's Award and whom you're honoring this year?
Thank you, Julie. I am here. Got it, Judy. Thank you for the text. First, thank you, Bonnie and Karen and Melinda and Julie and the rest of the planning committee for putting together this virtual event. Not quite as much lead time as we had last year, but it's a great lineup, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the sessions. The Bjarne Arkevik President's Award is one the president has the honor of awarding to recognize contributions to Ski for Light. It's a award that I've talked to a few past presidents, and a lot of consideration goes into it. And this year, well, first, what struck me when I started at Ski for Light back in 2012 was just how creative the organization is when confronted with challenges. Also the enthusiasm which those challenges are embraced and solutions are put forth, and how much they're implemented. I was also struck throughout the years how widespread the interest and enthusiasm for Ski for Light is throughout the United States and in Canada, over in Europe. It's just quite amazing. You can feel the energy come through, whether we're at an event, whether through the emails or telephone calls I've received these past years, or through the virtual events. And then this past 2 years, where we each year we've had to cancel the in-person event, the interest did not wane. There is a strength in this organization that goes beyond any one individual or any handful of individuals. It has built the organization for the 47 years that we've been in existence. And to that end is my honor for this year's Bjarne Arkevik Award. I want to recognize the Ski for Light community as a whole, the skiers, the guides, the volunteers, the corporate sponsors, the foundations, the Sons of Norway lodges, all the folks, they're all individuals, but through their different avenues which they connect with Ski for Light, they built and sustained this organization through these past years where we did not know if we're going to have an event. They did not, you all out there, you did not abandon the organization. You did not give up on the spirit that is Ski for Light. We are vibrant, and I just felt it was important that you, the Ski for Light community, brought us to the point where we were 2 years ago. You powered us through with your time and your energy to get us today so that we can be planning for next year's event and then for future events. So I just want to say I recognize all you out there, whether you're a skier or a guide, a volunteer, whether you're a corporate sponsor, a foundation donor, the Sons of Norway Lodge, thank you. And I honor you with the Bjorn Eichhoff President's Award for 2022.
Wonderful. Thank you, Tim. I love that. I don't think it's in the budget, though, to engrave thousands of names on that trophy. We'll have to figure that out. But what a wonderful presentation. And you are in good company. This is such a wonderful honor. And before you go, Tim, I wanted to tip you off. You will be getting a strange box in the mail. I know you may feel like as you step down to president, maybe you've lost some of your voice, but we're going to make up for that. I'm sending you a Belt Blaster Pro. And I think you know what this is. One of your good friends tipped me off. This is something you've long coveted. It is something that is worn around the belt of a guide, and it's a voice amplifier so that Tim, as the blind skier, can ski behind and hear much more clearly the guide's instructions. So this is a little gift from me to you, with help from some of your friends who want to know that you, your voice is one that we always will follow. And so thank you.
Well, thank you, Julie, and thanks to the folks that contributed and gave you the idea. I have some ideas how to put that to use. So thanks.
Yay.
Awesome.
All right. So yeah, when you get a weird box in the mail, that's what it is.
That's
Good.
all right. I got just after Christmas, I got a box of Wagyu beef from somebody that nobody knew how I got it. So this will be, now at least I'll know where this one came from.
Yeah, after the Wagyu beef, you're going to need the Belt Blaster to take care of that. All right. Thank you, Tim.
Yes,
awesome
thank
job.
you.
All right, good. Okay, well, we are closing out our welcome session here now. The next thing, one thing we learned from our virtual event last year is that it helps our tech people to have a little bit of lag time in between sessions to kind of get things restarted and off started. So we're going to send you away shortly, but please come back. We have, as Karen explained, we have our special interest sessions starting this evening. The next thing is going to be at 7:30, Space Your Next Frontier, and then at 9, Traveling by Bicycle with Amy White. Don't forget our fitness classes tomorrow and Friday at noon, and then the auction on Friday night. The last thing that I want to talk about, good news, next year, we're going to have an in-person event. We are determined. It will be in Granby, Colorado at Snow Mountain Ranch. We are working with our friends there now to finalize the details. The dates of that event, Sunday, January 29th to February 5th, 23. That's going to be the 48th annual SFL International event. And I can also share that our 49th event, we are headed to the North Midwest. We haven't been there in a while. We're going to Rhinelander, Wisconsin. So the dates of that event are January 28th, 2024 to February 4th, 2024. So look for details on all of that. We typically start putting out applications in mid to late summer. So sometime in July, go to the website. It will tell you how to apply, and we can start making plans. But I wanted to get those dates out there, put it on your calendar, think about using those air credits that you've been sitting on because none of us could travel for so long. We really want to make this event, I guess really the only word that comes to mind is supreme. Speaking of the supreme, someday we will ski together in Granby, and it's going to be awesome. So hope to see you there. In the meantime, there are all kinds of ways we want to keep you engaged. We want to keep you in touch with everybody. So if you're not already on our Facebook page, it's facebook.com/skiforlight. You can also find us on Twitter. Our YouTube channel is Ski for Light International. That's where you'll find videos of all these things. We'll be sending out a spring bulletin in April, edited by the amazing Andrea Goddard. It'll have stories from you, I hope, and details on how you can stay in touch with us. So please stay involved, reach out to each other, support each other. It's been another rough year, but we made it through. We made it through together. And as Tim said, it's on every one of you. It's all you hundreds of people that make this event and this community what it is. So I'm so honored to be with you. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the virtual event. Is there anything that I left out? All of my smarter people, Judy, Bonnie, anything else that needs to be said before we close out this particular session?
Julie, this is Jim with a quick
Hey,
addition.
Jim.
Yeah, there is some social hours happening Friday night as well. There is after the auction, there is 3 social hours to kind of simulate the social aspect of Ski for Light, of getting together and people socializing, hanging out at different bars. Those links are in your email as well.
Good, thank you. Great
And I'll
reminder.
leave mine open all night like I did last year.
Yeah, I will not be up all night, but it is amazingly, it is so fun to be bouncing around these Zoom rooms with all of these crazy people. We can't wait to hear what you've been up to all year. And so, yeah, please make plans to stay up late and join us in those as well. I think that's all for now.
Sounds good.
Yeah, thank you so much for being with us for this welcome. We'll see you again on screen very soon. Come back for special interest. All right. Bye.